we just go? Can we just go? Figure out where we're going. Can we just
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley if you're new here, and as you read by the title, I don't have to explain it. Let's just go ahead and hop into the 14 creators you probably want to follow this new year. But much like my video from last week, I'm going to be using my phone to reference my list, so that's what this lovely glow over here is going to be. We're going to have these separated into categories of YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Some of these creators obviously create on multiple different platforms, but these are the platforms that I probably most enjoy their content. This is not an exhaustive list. If you want a part 2, definitely leave a comment down below with a number 2 in it, and I would love to do that. I made a video like this a few years ago, so I figured I would kind of give an updated version of some creators that maybe weren't on that list, or some that have evolved into being some of my new favorites over the past few years. And some of these I've followed as recent as just last month, and I've been binge watching their content so much, so that's how they made it to the list. So I'm really excited to kind of share my thoughts, why I like the creator, and why you should go ahead and give them a watch and follow as well. Starting with YouTube, we have Ariel. I'm pretty sure I mentioned her in the last video as well. Had like somewhat of a year-long hiatus where she wasn't posting anything, and she recently came back and is now posting about her adventure and her journey navigating becoming an interior designer. So showing us some of her work, her portfolio, and just the ins and outs of that whole industry. So I find that really interesting. I've always found the whole like world of interior design, staging, all those different things quite fascinating. So it's really cool to see some of the projects that she's been taking on, some of the ways that she's making it a little bit more affordable and budget friendly, given, you know, becoming an entrepreneur and making a small business studio herself. So I really admire and find really interesting and unique and fascinating her new pivot and evolution in her content. It's kind of reinvigorated me to watch her stuff again. Next is Lauren Norris. She's a Southern YouTuber who's now recently moved to New York, but I do enjoy her more like girly focused type content. Very lifestyle niche. Her college lifestyle content is really what drew me to her. So now seeing it kind of evolve into this post-grad life is quite relatable, to say the least. Next is Maddie Westbrook, who's been on YouTube for many years. I watched her videos on and off in the past, but this last year I've really been consistently watching her. Next one is a podcast that I watch on YouTube. I am a big visual person, so I prefer to watch podcasts if there's that option versus listening to them. I don't know what it is. I just find it more engaging and entertaining for me to watch the podcast versus, like, I know it's meant to be an audio form of entertainment, but I prefer to watch things. So I watch the Sunday Sports Club podcast. Right now on a little bit of a pause because the host recently had a baby, so I believe that's why there hasn't been any new episodes, but it's really great if you're somebody who wants to kind of understand some of the sports jargon, what's going on, especially in like the NFL space. I really appreciate and have gained so much knowledge and better understanding so many different sports terms, positions. Really excited for that to hopefully pick back up in this new year, but want to give you a heads up that it's been a few weeks since new episodes been posted. Next is Tony Brienne. She is a commentary, video essay type of creator. If you enjoy those type of longer form videos where they're well researched and kind of come from more of a journalist stance. So I love that she is a Black creator, and she goes and dives into some of the most niche. I wouldn't even think about most of these topics that she goes into, but the way that she's able to research them, I like her editing style. It provides so many credible resources. She comes from a journalist background and education, so I think that really plays a role into her content, and I really look forward to seeing some of the really niche and just out of the box topics she decides to cover in this new year. Another YouTuber who's been an OG for many years and has had much success is Miss Remy Ashton, and this past year, I would say like 18 months or so, I've really gravitated towards her content because she goes into like cooking, obviously lifestyle and vlogging and that. I just like how she's always just whipping out new recipes and then sharing it, and you feel like learning and discovering that world with her. And the last but not least person on this list is Charlotte Pratt, who's somebody I started watching, I want to say in like October. She recently again graduated from college, is now living in Maine, and is starting her first full-time job in marketing. Out of most of these people on the list, I would say that she's the most relatable creator. Next we have Instagram, and this is probably one of the newest accounts I started following, and it's called Nate and Sarah Eats. And because I am somebody who loves to go to different restaurants, find different food deals, and I'm really diving deeper into that in this new year, I wanted to follow some more food accounts, and so I follow them, and they do these fun little like meal hacks. Quite impressed. Kudos to them. Next we have Tay. My bad, it's actually pronounced Tav. Reviews everything, another lifestyle, travel, foodie type of Instagrammer, and she also has TikTok as well, where she shares more like creator tips that I definitely love her style of editing. So the next creator, I do not want to butcher her name. I'm just going to put her name right here. For the last few months, I've really taken a liking and really engaging with her content because she does these like faceless recipe videos where she'll be making fun little goodies, treats, baking, cooking. I just really love how she makes her content. It looks very crisp, very aesthetic. I love point of view content. So it makes you feel like you're making it. You get the satisfaction even though you're not. And you get to see obviously the beautiful dish at the end. By the way, this New Year, she started this whole We Have Food at Home series. So now we're moving on to our final category of TikTok. A lot of these I want to say are creator focused because that's usually where I go to get more inspiration. That's not your jam. These other people that I've mentioned make things also that I watch on TikTok. I just don't want to talk about them twice. So definitely check them out on all these different platforms because likely they probably have a presence on all of them. First, we're starting off with Amber Henry, aka the Social BFF. She gives very digestible, easy to understand, easy to implement creator tips. She makes it in such a very not overwhelming way, which I appreciate. Next, we have Aaliyah, aka _Aaliyah Nicole B, and she just says it how it is, very raw, really real, and the way that she conveys her content is very like FaceTime, giving you an update. She's hyping you up, and I love her energy. Next, we have Amy, aka hackyourhr, and so this one is more like career corporate focus, kind of gives general career advice. Love to get a good laugh off of TikTok, and I think most people probably do if they're like me. I love Thekatherineellis, aka I am Catherine Ellis, who does the NPR parodies. Those are so funny. If you have not seen them, I will link one of the ones I liked down below so you can check it out. They are so hilarious, and she's like so spot on. If you want a good laugh today, go check out that video. But that actually is our list. Perfect way to end it off. If you have seen any of these creators, definitely let me know down below or give me suggestions of other creators I should check out in this new year. Again, if you want to see a part 2 or really I guess part 3, put a 2 down below in the comments. And until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye guys.